Good afternoon. This is the news at 4:30. I'm Scott Wallace.
And I'm Charlotte Foley.
The first wave of Syrian refugees are to settle in Huddersfield before Christmas. Oliver Schaefer reports.
Kirklees Council have confirmed that 2 Syrian families fleeing the Middle Eastern conflict will be settled in the area. It is hoped they'll be able to settle in Huddersfield before Christmas as the countdown to festivities continues, and many people are eager to help in any way they can. The decision has proved controversial, however, with some locals, and it's heavily divided opinion within the local community.
You know, it's a problem that we induced by ourselves. We went in interfering in things that don't concern us, and we've got to pick up the pieces, I'm afraid, and that's the way it is.
I don't agree with this. We've got enough people in this country. I believe in giving the genuine people help, but most of them are economic migrants.
You know, we have to prioritise certain people in our community as well, the community of, you know, we have to have veterans to look after as well, and it's got to be prioritised. But it was a good thing to take in the refugees indeed, but there has to be other priorities at the moment as well, and financially can we afford it really?
Britain is increasingly becoming a more diverse and vibrant culture, with many people situating here, sharing their heritage and in particular their cuisine, with many people deciding to set up their own independent businesses to help the economy. The worries still remain, however, though, as many believe another wave of migration could lead to a furtherly divided society and create scepticism towards differing cultures. The Middle East and South Asia executive for the University of Huddersfield believes Britain is doing a good deed.
I think it's great that the UK are taking refugees. I wish we could do more. I think that the important thing is that the media stop stigmatising refugees, because a lot of these people don't want anything to do with extremism. In fact, I'd say 99% of the Middle East is a peaceful place, but unfortunately due to media perceptions, things get taken out of context. It's easier to generalise rather than to actually, you know, bolt down actually what is happening on the ground out there. Yeah. I think it's great that Huddersfield do, you know, take their fair share into the town. These people enrich our culture. They don't divide at all.
Although this is the first group of refugees settling in Huddersfield, it is thought more will follow. Only then will we establish if locals can adapt to the pace of change. Oliver Schaefer for Hood News.
Residents, relatives and staff have been left feeling bemused after the closure of a Newsom care home. Reporter Melissa Fagan has the details.
Ashley Care Home on Stowell Common Road in Newsom in Huddersfield was closed down in October after the Care Quality Commission inspector found a resident face down on a mattress. A critical report was published this week by the inspector, which found the 35-bedroom home was praised for its food and caring attitude towards its residents, but due to its hygiene being substandard, this gave the care home an inadequate rating. For town-based Elder Care is yet to comment about their closure. However, a spokesman from Kirklees Council said the council was advised by the care home provider that they intend to cease providing services at this location.
Here I am stood outside Ashley Care Home. As you can see behind me, due to their closure in October, the building is now completely derelict. There is no longer any staff or residents here due to the mistreatment that happened when they had their inspection from CQC. Elder Care, which own this company, have also got homes based in Halifax, Brighouse and Rochdale. They, however, have come under mistreatment again in Rochdale, and an inspection is currently underway.
Chiefs are in refusal of stating whether Huddersfield or Calderdale Hospital will close their A&E unit. Alice Sofield investigates.
Plans are expected to go ahead next month with a radical change to one of the A&Es, but no official details have yet been confirmed. It has been suggested that Huddersfield Royal Infirmary will just focus on its emergency care, whereas Calderdale Royal Hospital will focus on day cases and planned surgery. I went to Huddersfield A&E earlier on today.
I'm currently stood outside Huddersfield Royal Infirmary A&E. We are still unaware of what plans will be going ahead, whether Huddersfield A&E will be staying or whether Calderdale A&E will be staying. We do not know what's going on. We will be sure to keep you updated. As of now, the only plans we have sort of heard are that possibly the Huddersfield Huddersfield are keeping their A&E unit, and Calderdale is turning into a more daily surgery type place. However, this has not been clarified and it will not be until at least January 2016.
Top bosses have revealed only one hospital will include emergency child services, intensive care, emergency pregnancy services and unplanned surgery. Both hospitals will have midwife-led maternity clinics, day case surgery and outpatient services. We asked Huddersfield residents their opinions.
Well, obviously it's going to have quite a detrimental effect on the kind of community around here. I'm actually a trained first aider, so I've had to use the A&E before here, taking members of staff who collapsed. So from my point of view, it would have a big issue. I'd have a big issue with it because obviously I'm going to have to travel further with staff members or students if that's what happens. So yeah, not good at all from my point of view.
If I honestly had to travel to Huddersfield this morning, it wouldn't have bothered me. It wouldn't have bothered me. It's about, I suppose it's about getting value for money, for what you pay your taxis for.
Not very good, it'd be quite bad. People hurt themselves, it's a long way to Leeds.
No details have officially been released, and it looks like it'll be the new year until we hear any further news.
House prices across England have increased by an average of £20,000 in 2015. An investigation by Rightmove has revealed the rise, and Warren Whittington has been in Huddersfield to find out if the effects have been felt locally.
The UK housing market is undergoing a period of soaring prices as supply struggles to meet demand and the economy recovers from the worst recession in a generation. This is bad news for young professionals trying to get on the housing market, forcing many to rent houses as they struggle to save up for a deposit. And many locals around Huddersfield town centre have been voicing their concerns.
Kirklees is this area, housing isn't as dear as it is nationally, but if you look at average house prices, how can a young person get on the ladder?
Obviously, the higher earners might possibly be able to afford their homes, but that leaves a vast majority of students or young people who really are only going to be subjected to having the choice of renting.
However, I went to speak to Carl Judson at Bridgeford Estate Agents, who said that the prices in the region are reasonably steady, and many people are being misled by London's soaring market taking the UK average up.
This year it's been very steady. House prices hasn't raised or lowered throughout the year. Now down in London, house prices are rocketing dramatically. That's affecting how people are perceiving the UK market, but in terms of the northern market, it's pretty much staying the same.
So although London seems to become even more unaffordable for young professionals, it seems that the northern market for housing remains the most realistic chance for people to get on the property ladder.
Emma Brown investigates the uproar on the number of students living in Huddersfield.
Recently, there's been considerable uproar about the amount of students and new accommodation around Huddersfield after a recent article showed more accommodation is to be built around the town. However, former student Will Hewitt was appalled by local residents' attitude towards the community and believes Huddersfield will not be the same without its students. I went into Huddersfield Town Centre to see what the public had to say.
I have a mixed mind at first, but now I think no, I don't think there is. I know they fetch a lot of money into the town. And they're not as unruly as they were in the older days. You know, the rag week and all that used to be chaos. But not now, no, I don't find it's a very mixed culture now in Huddersfield anyway.
I think it's getting a little bit much everywhere you go. It all just seems to be student accommodation now. I don't object to the students, I mean, everybody's got to learn, but I just think we're just being taken over. There's no housing for the other people now because of the students.
Yeah, I do think Huddersfield holds too many students, quite a lot, yeah. I haven't been here that long, but from what I have seen, too many.
Up to now, I think they're all very pleasant and very sociable. I've seen quite a few of them knocking around. They're a bit noisy, but then we can be a bit noisy as well.
Little Aspley, Unite Students and Canalside Halls are just a small fraction of student accommodation available in Huddersfield. However, students are a great asset to the town as they provide revenue for local businesses and put Huddersfield on the map. A member of the student union has disagreed with all the negative comments.
Well, for a start, the way we kind of see it in the office is that the more students are in this town, the more economy it's coming for the local businesses and stuff. I mean, some of the places in town nightclubs, bars. In my opinion, wouldn't really be here without the students. If you kind of think into context what the whole town in general would be like without a university, without the 10,000 students that are here, it would be a nothing town, in my opinion.
The university is currently home to 23,000 students, which is 4,000 more than it was in 2009. There are currently 10 student halls in Huddersfield, home to international and mature students, as well as undergraduates and postgraduates. However, with planning permission to build 4 more halls around the town, it will hopefully bring more money into Huddersfield town.
Huddersfield University have been spreading awareness throughout the week with the meningitis campaign. Ellie Godwin went to find out more.
Huddersfield University have been spreading awareness throughout the week with the Meningitis Now campaign. Following the death of a Sheffield Hallam student and the near fatality of a Kirklees College student, Health and Wellbeing exec Alicia Ford decided it was important to make people aware of the symptoms.
One of the biggest problems around meningitis is the symptoms. So the symptoms are sort of the stiff neck, cold, headache, not liking lights, that sort of thing. So very similar to cold or flu, fresh as flu, or a hangover. But it can kill you within an hour. So you can have brain damage within an hour from your initial symptoms. So it's really, really scary, and it's really important that all students do are aware of it. So it's really important for students to be aware of meningitis. One of the main things that I'd probably say is get hold of the meningitis awareness cards, but also, keep out for your flatmates. Have a look on the meningitis website. There's a particular student page. It really is a big problem. And for all freshers out there, you can get a vaccine against the virulent strain that's going around now.
Huddersfield, over the last year, has seen several developments to the town centre, but will it make the positive effects of drawing people in? Our reporter Jack Cawthorne has more.
The Chinese Buffet, Turtle Bay and Slug and Lettuce, the latest eating establishments opening in Huddersfield. The improvements are hoped to have major impacts on footfall and improve the commercial offer in the town centre. We spoke to a local businessman who gave his view on the town's growth.
Well, it's kind of good for the town centre, kind of use variations to the town centre. Huddersfield's adapted a lot over the last few years. Again, you don't come across as many traditional type pubs. The business that are in the town centre now are kind of the bars that do food later on necessarily as well, kind of extend till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, some of the food places, which kind of gives the Huddersfield a nicer vibe, shall we say.
In recent weeks, the Packhorse Centre has expanded, and the Kingsgate Centre has released plans which include several new facilities, such as a cinema and a restaurant. Local businesses and residents of Huddersfield hope the latest improvements to the city centre will help lift the retail and leisure offer at the poorer end of the retail market.
Don't generally just come for a drink. I'll come and have something to eat and maybe go for a drink then. So yeah, I think it'll be good.
Like the new ones like Turtle Bay, and it's just a bit more up and coming than it was before. So I'd rather go there than Manchester.
Oh, it has made it a little bit better, yeah, exactly. So I'll be more inclined to come and bring children to, you know what I mean?
Heritage Key at the University of Huddersfield has been honoured by the Royal Historical Society. Hazira Bibi reports.
Only been open for 12 months and has already gained an award. The respected Royal Historical Society has honoured the university's Heritage Key for its work on the public history. Funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund and the university, the Archive Centre is a £2 million state-of-the-art facility and is one of the most advanced archive centres in the UK.
I think it's really good news. It's nice to have external recognition for all the hard work that goes on at Heritage Key, and the history students in particular really like going down there and working with primary source material and experiencing what working in an archive is like.
The centre is vital to history students at the university, providing research and information to help with their studies. The facilities hold archives of other bodies, families and individuals dating back over 200 years, and the award has been set up to recognise work that enhances public understanding of the past in today's social, political and cultural life.
Well, we've only been open for 12 months now, so it's really prestigious to get such a commendation from the Royal Historical Society. Obviously, they're a very important organisation in history. So we're actually only in the second year of a 4-year project that's funded by the Heritage Lottery Fund. So this is sort of the beginning of our journey really, so it's nice to get that kind of recognition and the support of our partners like Rugby League and the British Music Collection, and we're hoping that will push us from strength to strength over the next couple of years, and hopefully there'll be more prizes in the future.
Police in Huddersfield are taking further precautions to crack down on the rise in drink driving over the festive period. Nicole Eves has the latest.
Now it's only 2 weeks until Christmas. Pubs and clubs are filling up with people with reasons to celebrate. However, during this festive period, police are cracking down on drink driving. 149 drivers have been charged in West Yorkshire this month alone, with 11 being stopped, tested and charged in Huddersfield. The police have set up various campaigns with soft drinks companies, Coca-Cola and Red Bull, to promote safe drinking and not driving under the influence of alcohol. However, many people have said that the police don't take enough action during the rest of the year on drink drivers, and that it shouldn't just be a Christmas campaign.
Probably should do it more all year round, but they need to be more diligent at Christmas time. There are a lot more reasons for people to go out, going out with their friends, going out with work. There's a lot more reasons for people to go out and enjoy a drink. There's a lot of promotions around now for drink drivers, so we get, especially with Coca-Cola and Red Bull and things like that, they put a lot into designated drivers now. So it's good for groups to still go out with different friends and they're fine driving home. So police should be more year round, but they need to crack down at Christmas definitely.
5 people are killed and more than 60 are seriously injured on the UK roads each day, and 9 out of 10 drivers don't know the UK drink drive limit. We decided to contact road safety charity Break in Huddersfield to find out more about their latest campaigns and what they're doing to prevent drink driving this Christmas.
So the latest forecasted figures for 2014 for death and serious injury as a result of drink driving is around 1,730, which is quite a high number really, considering we live in a society where drink driving is considered socially unacceptable. So you're absolutely right in what you're saying, it's still a big problem, and it's not just at Christmas time. So at Break, we put out press releases throughout the year warning people about the dangers of drink driving and highlighting the risks. So for instance, we look at things like sporting events, like the Rugby World Cup for instance, we did a big drink drive campaign around that. We also look at the festival seasons. So it is really a year-round problem, and it's something that people really need to think about that conscious choice they're making.
It's that time of the year again as Christmas hits Huddersfield. Ben Edgecombe reports.
With only 11 days until Christmas, the festive spirit is here for all to see in Huddersfield. The lights are up and the streets are filled with people getting some last minute gifts that they need to have the perfect Christmas. I went to the streets of Huddersfield to ask the public what Christmas means to them.
Just relaxing after a hard day, after working hard during the week. In general, Christmas really should be about thinking about the people that haven't got things that you may have,
Giving, really. Yeah, I like to give rather than receive. To me, that's part of Christmas, really. And just a family time. I really do think it's time for your family.
It means family all getting together, good food, carol singing, concerts, the whole works. We love it all.
There are only 2 late night shopping days left, this Thursday and Christmas Eve. So make sure you get down there to grab any last bits and pieces you need. We spoke to an Anglican chaplain at the Faith Centre, which is on the university campus, to ask her thoughts on Christmas.
I mean, the fact that we give gifts, I think, is a very good thing, because gift giving comes from the wise men who gave gifts to Jesus. And when we give gifts, we're remembering that each other is special. Every person is important. And hopefully that's why we give gifts, because we love and we care for that person. And I think one of the most important things about Christmas is that it tells us that God loved us so much that he came as a baby to be one of us, to actually experience what our world was like, which is a showing love. So whenever we show love and give gifts to other people, I think that shows that love for them.
If you are looking to spread the festive spirit, why don't you volunteer at the many places around Huddersfield? To help the less people fortunate than yourselves, why don't you go to volunteeringcarekeys.org.uk to see what you can do to help.
That's all from us today.
We wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.